Hello viewers, welcome to the English grammar session. I am going to start the third part of speech, that is verb today. Today's addition, an idiom. Ball is in your court. What does that mean? Ball is in your court. It means the person who makes the decision is you yourself. There is no other person who can control your decisions, but it is you, whether it is right or wrong, you have to make your own decision. You have to make the correct decision for yourself. Today's riddle is anyways, I'm going to answer this riddle at the end of the session, so please do watch until the end of the session. There is a one-story house in which everything is yellow. Yellow walls, yellow doors, yellow furniture. What color are the stairs? We'll see the answer at the end of the session. No, I'm sorry to answer this practice session so late. So the answers are: I am going to a park along with my friend Leela. My is a possessive adjective. She called. It is a subjective pronoun. Third person subjective pronoun, feminine gender. She called her mother, possessive adjective, her mother, about our going to the place. Some people say we are the best friends they have ever seen. My father. Here you see some people. It means it is actually indefinite pronoun, but you can see indefinite pronoun. My father gave us an advice to also visit the nearby zoo. My mother gave me some money to spend for our refreshments. We went to the park. Refreshments means like some eatable things outside, for example coke, ice cream, like that. We went to the park. It here means the park. It is a pleasant place. We enjoyed ourselves, and you didn't enjoy anybody, so you enjoyed yourself. So it is we enjoyed ourselves in the park. From there we reached the zoo by noon. There we saw a boy who here is a relative pronoun, who is crying for an ice cream. So he probably does not know whether he went missing or not, because he was just a 4-year old. I didn't mention it anyway. We bought it for, it means the ice cream here. We bought it for him. We found that his name is Nani. He went missing for a long time. With whom? Relative pronoun. With whom we went to. Here it is to. We went to. I'm sorry to miss this too. We went to a nearby police station. There we saw his parents. They appreciated us. They appreciated here it is our timely thought of going to the station. They took us to the best restaurant to treat as a token of gratitude. We looked at each other. Each other means reciprocal pronoun. For the meal that is served is beyond our imagination. We helped ourselves. Helped ourselves means eating the meals. We helped ourselves with the delicious meals. We went home, explained everything. Everything here is indefinite pronoun. Everything to our parents. They appreciated. Subjective pronoun in plural form. They appreciated us. Objective pronoun in plural form. They appreciated us. I want to visit the village where my grandma was born. I have a friend whose dog barks at everyone. That is the book that everyone is talking about. The parents whom we respect are making fun of us. The police who ran to stop us is my uncle. That is the building that was built by my grandpa. I remember the day when we went missing. So you might get the doubt, why not which here? So it can be which also, but which gives extra information. I'll give you one example, you will understand it. That is the building which was built by my grandpa. So it should be there should be comma here, which was built by my grandpa, is my favorite. Is my favorite. That is a building, comma, which was built by my grandpa, comma, is my favorite. So the sentence is like this. That is the building. That is, so the, so you have to remove this one if you are using which. The building which was built by my grandpa is my favorite. Even if you remove this, it is still meaningful. The building is my favorite. And if you are using that, so that is the building that was built by my grandpa is my favorite. So if you use without this, if you are using that without this, that is the building that is my favorite. What is this? You have to still add more to that. I remember the day when. It is talking about the time, so you have to use when we went shopping. I hope you have the answers with you. Please cross check your answers. Verb. Now I'm going to the main topic, that is verb. A verb is a word that expresses an action or a state of being or an occurrence or an event. So verb, it is an action that everyone does every day. It happens every day. Running, walking, chewing, sleeping, waking up, everything is action that is happening around us. So for example, we'll see the examples. Eat, exist, it is develop. It is develop, existence. Go, talk, run, sleep, everything is an action. It is simply an action or a state of being. State of being means, we'll see that in my next slides. You will understand what the state of being means. We'll see the examples. Raja walks in the morning. It is an usual action. Vikram is going to school. Why is he going? Condition of action. It means to study. Why is he going to study? Sweta does not like a negative action. It means here you can see the negative. So you can simply say it is a negative action. Anna is a good girl. What is the state of the subject? That is good girl. She is a good girl. It means the word is indicates a state of being. One more example. Anna is a teacher. What is she? What is the state? What is the state of that being? What is the state of this being? Human being. State of this being. Anna is a teacher. Next we'll see the basic forms of the verb, and then we'll move to the types of verbs. So we'll see the base form. We actually have the base form, present form, past form, and participle forms. But we do not have the words like verb 1, verb 2, or verb 3. No. V1 means base form. We have to call it base form. Base form. V2 past form. V1 is base form. We should call it base form. V2 is a past form. And V3 is a participle form, present participle. And V4 it is a gerund. So this is past participle. This is past participle. And V4 is a present participle. We'll see the basic forms. Children play in the field. Go, walk. These are all base forms, bare infinitives. That means they do not have any, they are directly the action verbs. So children play in the field. That means this is a verb form, base form of the verb. Infinitive, tell them not to play. If the base form is in addition with to, then it is infinitive form. Past tense, it talks about the past forms. The action that happened in the past. See, yesterday you are mentioning the exact period of the action, that is they played chess yesterday. If you and you see past participle, I have eaten a pizza. I have eaten a pizza. Eaten here is past participle. And if you are not sure about the time period, then you have to use the past participle. For example, if you woke up if you woke up at 6, then you have to say I woke up at 6. Otherwise you have to say I have woken up. So you cannot, if there is no mention of the time, then you have to use past form. Otherwise you have to use past participle. I have. If you have eaten, then you have to, for example, if you ate yesterday, then you say I ate yesterday. Then you cannot say I have eaten yesterday. It is wrong. I ate. If you are mentioning the time, then you must use past form. Or I have eaten, I don't know the time, I'm not sure about the time, whether I have eaten yesterday or yesterday in the morning, or any time it can be. I have in the past. If the action is in the past, and if there is no mention of the time, then you must use past participle. I have eaten. I don't know when I have eaten. Recent past. Present participle. I saw them playing with him today. Here the main verb is saw. I saw them playing with him today. Present ing form. We can simply say ing form. Gerund. Gerund is, if you gerund is nothing but gerund is not a verb form, but it is gerund. The verb, it takes the ing form and it acts as a noun but not as a verb. So it acts as a noun but not verb. It is also an ing form. It seems that it is a verb to us, but it is not a verb form. We'll see about gerund in my next slides. We'll now learn about the types of verbs: auxiliary verbs, auxiliary or helping verbs, finite verbs, non-finite verbs, action verbs, modal verbs. We'll see about each of the type of the verb. Auxiliary or helping verbs. We'll now learn about this. The auxiliary or helping verbs, they help to show us time, tense, possibility. So for example, there are 3 types of auxiliary verbs: be forms, have, do. So be forms are is, am, are, was, were, be, being, been. Have forms are have, has, had. These are all helping verbs. These are all helping, but not the main verbs. Main verb is like they have completed. It means completed is the main verb and have is the helping verb, which helps us to show the time, that it is a past form or present form, or is it a possibility. Whether it is a possibility, whether it is a tense or tensities, it means whether it is past form or present form or future form, it will show. The auxiliary verb show us. Only the auxiliary verb show us. We'll see the examples, you will understand them clearly. And have forms, do forms, do, does, did, done. We'll see. For example, Hari is going to school yesterday. Is going to school. It means is main verb is going. The main verb is going, and is the helping verb. It helps us to understand what time it is. What is the time? He is going means he is now going. It means the present. It means the present form. And what tense it is? Present. The action is happening now. So now you can. And is it a possibility? No, it is not a possibility. He is now going. You can surely say that he is now going. You can see with your eyes. So Hari is going to school. It means it is the helping verb is. They are walking in the park. So they are now walking in the park. They are now walking means they are now doing it now. The action is happening now. And it is a present tense. It is not a possibility. I have seen a movie. I have seen a movie. It means you have. Have means you have seen. It means the tense is past. Actually, past participle. You see, seen. You are not sure about that. Past participle. So I have seen a movie. You are not sure about the time. I have seen a movie. So have indicates that. Have shows you. Have. The word, the helping verb have shows you the time, the tense of that. And do you drink tea? Do you drink tea? So this is usually typically used in this is typically used in usual actions like do you do you work do you work do you drink tea. Usually habits, it talks about most of the time, it talks about the time, habits, most of the time, not all the times. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your time. Negative sense. Negative sense. Don't waste your time. Do indicates that. Indicates a helping verb. Finite verbs. We'll see the finite verbs. Finite verbs are the actual verbs which show tense and changes according to the number or person of the subject. So we'll see the example. Finite verbs are the actual verbs. For example, you see went. These are the actual verbs. Plays, is playing. They actually show the tense, what tense it is, and changes according to the subject. What is the subject here? Subject Sita, only singular person. So you have to use, so here he plays. Only singular person here. According to the number means whether it is a plural number or singular number. So he plays hockey. It means it shows the tense. What tense it is? Present. Usual action. Sita went to school. Sita went to school. It means it shows it is in past tense. Past tense. So these are all finite verbs. They actually show the actual. They are actually actual verbs. Sachin is playing for India. He is playing for India means it takes the different form of the tense. So the tense is continuous, present continuous. Present continuous. It shows, it takes this form. Finite verb takes all the forms of the tenses. Non-finite verbs. You can simply remember it is like a main verb. This is the main verb. The main verb. Non-finite verbs. So are not actual verbs. These are actually not verbs. Not actual verbs. We'll see what it means. They do not work as verbs in the sentence. Rather, they work as nouns, adjectives or adverbs. We'll see how. Non-finite verbs are of three types: infinitive, participle, gerund. If I explain you this with examples, you will understand. Examples. Rani went abroad to play. It is an infinitive. Went. The main verb is not play here. The main verb is went. Rani went. Why? Why did she go? Why did she go abroad? To play. Why? To play. Infinitive. So most of the time you will get the answer for the question why here. To play. Why? To play. Why? To go. Why? To walk. So for the question why, you will get the answer infinitive, in infinitive form. Playing cricket is his only job. Here it does not take any helping verb here. Playing cricket. Playing cricket is his only job. Here it is present participle. It is not the main verb. Is is the helping verb and there is no main verb here. Playing cricket is his only job. It is ing form. Present participle means ing form, but it does not act as a verb here. Playing cricket is his only job. You can actually say that playing. No, cricket is a noun. You can simply say that it is an adjective. It acts as an adjective, present participle or an adjective. I have a broken bat. I have a broken bat. So broken here it is a past participle form. But it is not a verb here. It is not added with any helping verb, so it is not a past participle verb. So we actually use past participles, but it is not a verb here. I have a broken bat. This is actually an adjective. Acts as an adjective. I have a broken leg, broken bat. Bat here is a noun, and adjective, it describes broken. How is that bat broken? So it is an adjective. Here it is. Bat is a noun and broken is an adjective. Most of the time adjective is preceded by a noun. Walking is a good habit. Here it acts as noun. In gerund, the ing form of the verb acts as a noun. So noun, walking is a noun here. It is not a main verb, or it is not a verb here. Is the helping verb. Walking is a good habit. It is a gerund because it is acting as a noun here. And here it is acting as an adjective. I hope you have all understood. Action verb, transitive or intransitive. And still the next type of verb is action verb, transitive, intransitive. Transitive means with object, intransitive it is without object. There is no object. For example, they played cricket. They played cricket. It means cricket is an object. They is a subject and it is the verb. It is an object. There is an object here. So it is a transitive verb. Transitive verb. Played is a transitive verb. They played cricket. There are some verbs which do not take any object. We'll see them. They are without object. They are intransitive. They do not transfer anything. Transitive verb must have a direct object. A transitive verb demands something or someone to be acted upon. So there should be something to be acted upon. For example, I painted. This is the action that should act on this. The wall. I painted the wall. Where? What did you paint? So I can get the answer to the question what? What did you paint? The wall. She is reading a novel. If you are getting the answer to the question what, then it is a transitive verb. She is reading a novel. What is she reading? A novel. Then you have an answer here, then it is a transitive verb. He reads a question paper. What does he read? A newspaper. Newspaper. Then it is a transitive. Reads is a transitive verb. Intransitive verbs, we'll see, they do not act upon anything. So they may be followed by an adjective or an adverb, preposition, or another part of speech. She smiled. She smiled. So at something. She smiled at something. It means it does not take any object. So it means smile is an intransitive verb. At something. At means here it is a preposition. I go to bed early. Here go. Here you go to bed early. It means it is an intransitive verb. Sometimes it can be I go shopping. Then it is transitive. It is transitive here. I wake up at 6. I wake up at 6 o'clock. It is not an object. What do you wake up? It does not answer for that question what. So it is not a transitive verb. You can simply say what are you smiling at? What she smiled. So there is no answer for that. So it is definitely an intransitive verb. Modal verbs. What are modal verbs? It assists the main verb to indicate the possibility. These are also kind of auxiliary verbs. These are used to indicate possibility, potentiality, ability, permission, expectation, obligation. So possibility, may shows the possibility. May shows the possibility, sometimes can shows the possibility. Expectation, expectation, may, again may. Obligation, should, shall. Permission, may, again may I know your name, or may I get in, like that. We'll see. Ability, can, could, they show the ability. And permission, obligation, again should. We'll see the examples, you will understand. She will give you another opportunity. She will give you another opportunity. I will play tomorrow. It means you are sure about that. Your ability. I will play tomorrow means you are. She'll give you another opportunity. Here also, potentiality. They are talking about potential or ability, not ability, potentiality. They will arrive at 10 a.m. Willingness. They will arrive at 10 a.m. I will go there. I will go. Willingness. I am willing to go there. I will go there. Means definitely I'll go there. If you did not leave, I would still be taking care of you. It means here do would means, see, past form. Before that, let me explain you. The past form of will is would. The past form of shall is should. Past form of can is should. Past form of may is should. And past form of must is had to. Sometimes you can use have to in place of must. Have to in place of must. Or ought to, sometimes you can replace should with ought to. So we'll see the examples. If you did not leave, I would still be taking care of you. It means would. I would do it. It means past form of that. Whenever I had to go there, they would throw a party. It means the past form. In the past, whenever I had to go there, whenever I went there, they threw a party. They threw a party. We thought that people would buy this book. We thought that people would. It means in the past form. Possibility. There is a possibility. There was a possibility that they would buy it. This is actually reported speech. I'll talk about the reported speech in my next videos. Please do watch all my videos. If I were you, this is a possibility. If I were you, this is unreal past. This is a possibility. If I were you, I would not do it. I would not do it. If I were you, I would not do it. I would like to make a toast. I would like to make a toast means it is I would like to make, it means some permission, kind of permission. I would like to do something, permission. It is getting some permission. You should come. I should visit my parents more often. I should. It means I should do that task. Obligation. There is an obligation. Condition. There should be an extra key for the lock in the drawer. Possible. There's a probability. There should have been one more extra key for that. He should have reached it by now. It means there is a possibility that he reached that place. I should have done that. Obligation. I should have done some work. Otherwise the situation might not be that worse. I should have done that. It may rain later. It means there is a possibility. It may rain later. It might rain later. So might shows less probability than may. They may come back. It means they may come back. They are 95% sure that they may come back. They might come back here means chances are very less. It means they are just 50%. There are only 50% chances that they might come back. Sorry. I can do it. I can do it. It means willingness. I can do it. Willingness, capability, ability. I could do it. I could do it means you didn't do it in the past, but I could do it. You could have done it. They cannot do it. They cannot do it in the future or in the present. They cannot do it now or they cannot do it in the future. So there it is a present. Present. It talks about present things. They cannot do it. They are not able to do it. It means they are talking about the ability. They could not do it. It means in the past form. They could not do it in the past. It means their ability. It was very less. They could not do it. I must leave now. I must necessarily leave because it is a necessity for me. I must leave. He must study hard, otherwise he fails. He must study hard. You must go home by 6 p.m. Otherwise, there might be a chance of um, something happening. So you must go home by 6 p.m. or you are afraid of darkness. Anything you can assume. Today's vocabulary: innocuous. Innocuous, not harmful, not offensive. It is safe. Innocuous means safe. So the antonyms are offensive, harmful, poisonous, dangerous. So the usage, it was an innocuous remark. So next word, docile, compliant, obedient, dutiful, willingness, ready to accept control or instruction. You are obedient. You are an obedient person. Docile means obedient person. The antonyms are disobedient, willful. You go against somebody. So the students I remember are docile and silent. So they are obedient, the students are obedient and silent. The answer for the riddle is they aren't any. They aren't any. Aren't. This is a helping verb. There aren't any because it is a one-story house. One-story house means there is only one floor. There are no steps to go up the other level. It is a one story, so there are no stairs for that. Thank you. Please do subscribe it.